Creator of the generations, center of wisdom, giver of life and all goodness. May you be praised by the achievements of these men and women as the 2020 graduates of the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. I want to welcome and greet all of you, the presidents, the faculty, the staff, and especially the students of the class of 2020. We have patiently waited for this day to acknowledge publicly the milestone of your graduation. After more than a year of anticipation, we welcome this opportunity to come together formally and celebrate your accomplishments. We're grateful for the academic excellence apparent in the graduates that we are honoring today. By the power of your presence, O God, may the Catholic Benedictine values these graduates have appreciated and developed continue to direct their decisions and determine their priorities. They have experienced inspired learning, and may they continue the tradition of inspiring the lives of others. With grateful hearts, may they always cherish the unparalleled opportunities that they have experienced as students at St. John's and St. Benedict, and that have linked them with the liberal arts for their life. Filled with confidence and humility, may they exhibit an unwavering focus on the holistic development of men and women as leaders, professionals, and scholars. May they continue to engage, learn from, and work with people from a rich variety of cultural backgrounds and identities. Through their dedication and commitment, may they embrace the changes and challenges that impact their lives with the same courage, the same strength and boldness that the founders of these institutions portrayed. May they always persist in cultivating habits of spiritual, social, cultural, and intellectual activities for the common good. Habits that flow from the Catholic Benedictine experiences that are foundational to St. John's University and the College of St. Benedict. And finally, may they know that they always belong as Bennies and Johnnies, and they remain in the monastic circle of prayer. And we ask God to watch over them and protect them now and always.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the campuses of St. John's University and the College of St. Benedict. I'm Lori Heyman, the transitional president of the College of St. Benedict, and we sincerely welcome each and every one of you to your home away from home at St. Ben's and St. John's. We are absolutely thrilled to see all of you. This is the first time many of you have been back on either of these campuses since your hurriedly packed for an unexpected departure in March of 2020. And a lot has changed since then, but I can tell you with confidence that the heart of St. Ben's and St. John's remains the same. We're building academic excellence and critical thinking, real community, Benedictine values and actions and faith, and none of that has changed. And as I am sure you remember well, when Johnny's and Denny's reach a building before you, chances are someone's going to greet you and hold the door for you. It's a very small way to live out our Benedictine hospitality and begin to create community. And it reminds me, in a small way, of the big things happening with 5 of your classmates who earned 2020 Fulbright English Teaching Assistant Awards last year, designed to extend hospitality and create community around the world. Catherine Weinman, Samantha Gibbons, Amanda Berger, Julia Patron, Alyssa Gardner. And this spring, they were able to graciously welcome your classmate, Hannah Long, to that club when she applied for and earned a 2021 Fulbright. Congratulations to all of them. 6 Fulbrights earned from a single class. That's impressive. Yes. And you can see that St. Ben's and St. John's value of leading courageously and advocating passionately for others is still the same. What else is still the same at St. Ben's and St. John's? No surprise, the stair climb to the 4th floor of the quad is still guaranteed to get your heart rate elevated. And do you know who else is climbing? Elise Miller. Last summer, she and Michelle Beadle were both recognized by the Botanical Society of America with the 2020 Young Botanist Award. And this summer, Elise took it a step further and earned a 3-year grant from the National Science Foundation to fund her research and graduate education in the Integrated Biosciences Department at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Yes, educational excellence at St. Ben's and St. John's is still the same. Yes. And another sign that St. Ben's and St. John's are still the same, those familiar bells who told us to start this beautiful ceremony. The heartbeat of our campuses, a time every 15 minutes to help us all stay on time and stay on track. Which reminds me that even if COVID messed with the timing, all 5 of your classmates who earned awards from the teaching assistant program in France made it to France to serve part of their time. Congratulations to Quinn Hines Marquette, Sophia Modias, Artie Pomerink, Sydney Christopherson, and Omar Mora. And there's another thing that's still the same, and that is that Ben Barch is still making waves on the football field. Yes, indeed. This time in a place that we don't love quite as much as this field, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so many of your classmates are excelling in their life's work. In medical, dental, law, professional, graduate school, as incredible nurses and teachers, accountants, entrepreneurs, political and social service leaders, artists, and experts in every field imaginable. 1 year from St. Ben's and St. John's, and you are already paving the way for a lifetime of success, year upon year upon year. Your education in the classroom and across these campuses and the heart of Benedictine community have prepared you to discover and to cultivate and elevate your life's work and your family and your community. Your class of 2020 as a whole, and each of you individually, have had a unique and a challenging path to reach this ceremony. But with the persistence and grit that we've seen from generations of Bennies and Johnnies before you, you faced the challenges many of us could not have imagined 2 years ago. And with determination and resiliency, you continue to achieve and to find success, even as the playing field continues to change. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, and we can't wait to see what each of you will achieve. Greatness in changing our world for the better. In a few minutes, you'll join over 52,000 accomplished men and women before you who have called themselves Bennies and Johnnies. And that community will follow you wherever you go, because you've all set off from a common starting point. the heart of St. Ben's and St. John's. So congratulations, class of 2020. We're proud of you. We're impressed by you. We're enthused about you. We're optimistic about your educated future and grateful to you for returning to campus today to share this special moment with us. We urge you to return home to St. Ben's and St. John's often to remember the heart of what happens here. Academic excellence, deep and precious community, the blessing of our Benedictine role models, a life of faith, hospitality, courage, and excellence, the place where you will be prepared for a beautiful future of achievement and service. Congratulations and welcome home. You will always be a special part of this life. Congratulations. And now I am pleased to introduce Lauren Simonette from the College of St. Benedict, class of 2020. During her time at St. Ben's, Lauren was an English major with a double minor in communications and Hispanic studies. She wrote for the record. She studied abroad in Segovia and made the dean's list all 8 semesters. Yes, indeed. Her senior research project, Indigenous Peoples Stereotyping and White Savior Ideology in James Cameron's Avatar, was chosen to be presented at the Undergraduate Communications Research Conference at the University of St. Thomas in spring of 2020. Today, Lauren is a marketing coordinator and copywriter at DecoPack Incorporated, the world's largest cake decorating supplier. Meanwhile, she is writing and compiling her first collection of personal essays for publication. Please welcome your class of 2020 commencement speaker, Lauren Simonette.
A lot of you guys. Good looking crowd. Hi, everyone. It is an unparalleled feeling to be back here on St. John's campus and to see so many familiar faces. I would first like to thank CSB SJU for welcoming us back with open arms and giving us the opportunity to come together and celebrate. It means more to this class than you know. I'd like to thank all of you for coming and for the family and friends that have continued to unconditionally support us through every season of life. When I first was notified that I was being invited back to speak, I had no idea what I was going to stand in front of you all and say. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the time has come and gone for congratulations. In the 19 months since campus closed and we were sent home in the middle of March of our senior year, we changed. We went from bright-eyed undergrads with yet a few months of college still under our belt to navigating a postgraduate and pandemic-wrought world as young adults waving a resume in hand. We did it. We graduated. And now here we are together a year into our professional lives, still feeling like we left a part of ourselves here. A part of us that didn't get the goodbye we needed to move on. So yeah, we've changed. And right about then is when I decided to speak to all of my highly respected peers and their guests about change. To those who know me personally and to those that don't, there are a few key things I'm really quite bad at. I'm bad at goodbyes. I'm bad at moving on. And as it turns out, I'm really, really bad at graduating. Okay, so I'm bad with change. Maybe I'm sentimental, or maybe I just hold on to the things I love with white knuckles in the naive wish that I hope things never change. Well, they do. That part's inevitable. Life doesn't stop for anybody. But something that I have learned along the way is that we can't become who we are meant to be by remaining the same. It is only after we step outside what is familiar, what is our comfort zone, that we begin to step into the shoes we were always meant to fill. I'll let you in on another secret about myself. Everything I have come to love the very most, I hated at first. I hated the idea of going to college. I loved my school, I loved my friends, and I loved the person I was. 4 years later, I found myself hating the idea of leaving college because I loved my school. I loved my friends, and I loved the person I was. See, there's always a better version of yourself around the corner that you have yet to love. Life keeps getting better if you allow change to let it. I think there's a time and place for everything. In the 4 years we spent here at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University were some of the best times and places life has yet to offer. But it is because of this institution that we have an entire life of unpredictable and inconceivable change ahead just waiting for us to welcome it, just as this place did for us 5 years ago. So no, we don't know what's coming next. We have no idea what tomorrow brings. But for all we know, the next 4 years could be as absolutely thrilling and monumental as our 4 years here were. And how exciting is that? You can't stop the future from coming. You can't change the inevitability of change itself. But you can be steadfast in your knowledge that you're ready for it. Because if it can bring us CSB SJU, think of the endless possibilities of blessings it is still capable of giving us. The best thing about change is that the good stuff, the people and places that got you to this seat, in this place, in this moment, never do. The feeling of a Johnny football win, that first glance of the Abbey from the highway, one of the last late September sunsets over the Sacred Heart Chapel, the way a Benny feels about her Johnny, the can't catch a breath laughing with the same roommates you had all 4 years, and above all, the guarantee that once a Benny or a Johnny, always a Benny or Johnny. Those things never change. The good stuff never does. So go out there, change yourself, change your opinions, change your perspective, change the view outside your window, change the world. And know that this place will always be here for the next best version of yourself to visit, to welcome you home and applaud the person you're becoming. Where the crossroads of change and growth can always be found in 2 small college towns in central Minnesota, named after 2 saints that blessed us with the unwavering knowledge that change is good and that the very best things this life has to offer don't go away so easy. Besides, the changes we dread the most may contain our greatest adventures yet. It did for me, and it did for us, the CSB SJU class of 2020. I leave you all with this. If you had one chance to stand in front of your graduating class and say one thing to encapsulate everything we accomplished here, what would you say? For me, I would say I wouldn't change a thing.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm pleased to see so many of you returning to celebrate this exceptionally significant milestone in what is a very unusual ceremony. And although I did not have the privilege of being your president during your time here, I am honored to share this day with you, your families, and your friends. So welcome back to campus. Welcome back to that commencement ceremony you couldn't have in 2020. Welcome back for the in-person events you deserve, alongside the classmates and friends who were at your side for nearly 4 years. Welcome back to a place I hope you will always call home. I am honored to be here with you today as we celebrate your well-earned place in the world as fully formed graduates of St. John's University and the College of St. Benedict. I also want to pause and reflect on the historical significance of this date. September 11th, a date on which we will always join in honoring those who lost their lives 20 years ago today. One such man was Tom Burnett. Tom came to St. John's in 1981 to study business and play football for John Gallardi. After 2 seasons, an injury cut short his playing career, and Tom transferred to the Carlson School of Management at the University of Minnesota. But I'm told that he spoke often of the conversations and discourse he had with the Benedictine monks he came to know here, and often said his experience provided an incredible depth to his faith in God. In 2 years, it seems he embraced what it means to be a Johnny and a Benny. 20 years ago today, September 11th, 2001, Tom made the last of 4 phone calls to his wife, Dina, from onboard United Airlines Flight 93. Dina, he said, if they're going to crash this plane into the ground, we're going to have to do something. United Flight 93 did, of course, crash. But through the efforts of Tom and a number of other passengers, it did not crash into a densely populated, high-profile target, but instead into a vacant field in rural Pennsylvania. So on a date forever etched in our nation's history, and a day in which we formally welcome you to join the proud tradition of St. John's and St. Ben's graduates, I think we would do well to reflect on the example of Tom Burnett and the words Dina used to recall him. Strength of character, courage of convictions, integrity, and modesty. Dina refers to the moment-to-moment expressions of his humble mind and his easy and seamless fit into the form of a leader of people. These are qualities that graduates of St. John's and St. Ben's have expressed across generations and across decades. These are qualities lived and taught on our 2 great Catholic Benedict campuses. These are qualities you now carry forward and embody. Tom Burnett's chapter in the histories of these 2 institutions gives definition to the magic of St. John's and St. Ben's, and to the Johnny and Benny legacies you inherited when you came here, legacies you helped to shape during your time here, and legacies that you will now continue to define in the years to come. St. John's and St. Ben's represent the cumulative chapters written by so many across generations, including the chapters that each of you will continue to write in your own unique and your own wonderful way. So today, we congratulate you formally for all you have achieved. And as we do so, we charge you. We charge you to live lives that are full and rich, informed by the best Catholic social teachings, buoyed always by friendships made here and inspired by the life examples of those who came before you. Continue to write that chapter that is uniquely and wonderfully you. And as you do, God's blessing on each. And now your St. John's class commencement speaker, Owen Ferguson. Owen came to us from the Bahamas, where he was born and raised. During his time here, he majored in economics while participating in the E-Scholars Program and studying abroad in Salzburg. He was a member of the Archipelago Caribbean Association and played in the wind ensemble and brass choir. Owen served in the St. John's Student Senate, serving as president in his final year. Since leaving campus, Owen has served a year with the Benedictine Volunteer Corps in Tabqa, Israel, and he is currently a law student at the University of Notre Dame. And I am very proud to introduce to you your class of 2020 commencement speaker, Owen Ferguson.
Thank you, President Mullen, and a pleasant good afternoon to all. I think it's fair to say that after 7 semesters of hard work, we, the class of 2020, were ready to be done with school, especially during the spring semester when classes felt much less like a privilege and responsibility and much more like a place to kill time while the bars were closed. We were so eager to be done. That is, until we found out when and how things would be ending. And in retrospect, I'm sure we would all do anything to be in one class together again. So, my friends, here's our chance. I'd like to welcome you to the first and only day of the Young Alumni Seminar. I'll have to ask you to save all your questions for the Canvas discussion page because we're already behind in the syllabus. But I think we have just enough time to cover all the essential information. Many of you are enrolled in this course because it's required for your major or minor. Many of you are here because you just needed enough credits to remain enrolled for the semester. And most of you are probably here because you couldn't get into KSDC's upper theology class. But whatever the reason, I'm glad you're here, and I hope I can leave you with an understanding of how strong you are and the responsibilities that come with that strength. So let's begin with a short exercise. I want you to quickly recall your worst moments in college. The ones when you received a terrible exam grade in spite of the many hours spent in preparation. The ones when you endured a rejection email from your dream job, even after 3 rounds of interviews that you thought went flawlessly. The ones when you were informed that a loved one from home is ill or went to be in a better place. A moment that I recall is March 13th, 2020, when we, the students, were instructed to go home. News that was especially devastating for our class. Suddenly, every plan for the remainder of the school year collapsed. Every post-grad aspiration became insecure, and the entire notion of becoming an adult became more jarring than it ever had been. It goes without saying that these moments were deflating and likely evoked some hopelessness. But what I find so astounding is that in the face of these difficulties, in the face of hopelessness, in the face of the worst global health and economic crises of our lifetime, more than 90% of you secured placement in jobs, volunteer corps, military service, graduate programs, or even launched your own business. 6 of you were awarded Fulbright fellowships. Another 6 of you earned professional sports contracts. And 9 of you became one of the only volunteer cohorts in the United States to successfully send persons abroad during the pandemic. So perhaps I'll pause for a second and give you a chance to earn some participation points by giving yourselves a well-deserved round of applause. You see, the purpose of this exercise was not to resurface the pain of your darkest days, but to underscore the strength you showed in the midst of your weakest moments. Recently, I heard a saying that adulthood is like weightlifting because it never gets easier. You only get stronger, and as you get stronger, you're expected to lift heavier and complain less. So for the rest of the course, I want you to think of each other as gym buddies, which means that while you're working hard and disciplining yourself and being mindful of the areas where you can improve your strength, you're also holding your buddies accountable, motivating them as they pursue new goals, and assisting them when they need assistance carrying their own weight. I know what I'm asking of you is beyond the call of duty of any normal adult. But that's the entire point. You're not normal adults. You're Bennies and Johnnies. Meaning that your success is not measured by what you gain for yourself, but by what you give to others. In class, I need you to know that CSB, SJU has furnished you with everything you can possibly need to be successful. You've been endowed with a community that has shown you hospitality and will support you in every step of your journey. Respect that will open doors for you all around the world. The ability to listen that will allow you to show empathy and advocate for justice. Moderation, which will help you find balance in the dignity of work and the enjoyment of life's beauties. Humility, which will aid you in living truthfully and taking counsel when needed. And an awareness of God that will inspire a commitment to stewardship and the common good. So recognizing that no one has been taking notes, I won't be testing you today. But I want you to know that you are well primed for every test that will be thrown at you in the future. As this course concludes, I won't be sending out any surveys because I will know I succeeded as an instructor, when I see you all impacting the world like you impacted this school. The world doesn't need any more normal adults. The world needs you being Bennies and Johnnies, giving your best, and being strong. Class dismissed.
Will those who have received the degrees Master of Divinity, Master of Arts, and Master of Theological Studies please rise? President Mullen, these are the graduates for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Divinity, Master of Theological Studies, who have been approved by the faculty of the university. Please come forward to be formally recognized.
Degree of Master of Arts in Ministry is conferred upon Terrence James Jancic from Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. The degree of Master of Arts in Ministry is conferred upon Heidi Susan Whiting from Crookston, Minnesota. The degree of Master of Arts in Liturgical Music is conferred upon Jeffrey David Wilkinson from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Master of Theological Study with a focus in liturgy is conferred upon John Thomas Kyler from Evergreen Park, Illinois. We'd also like to remember our 2020 graduates who weren't able to be with us today. Master of Arts, Sister Jen Edith Lee, Kristen Grace Newman, Sister Rose Maria Ortiz, Sister Asunta Chapo, Lee Tremmel, a Master of Arts and Master of Theological Studies, Caleb Charles Corman, Patrick Leo Martin, Timothy Robert Martin, Matthew Ross Nelson, Father Peter Ju, and a Master of Theology, Brenda Nicole.
Will the graduates who have received the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise? President Heyman, President Mullen, these are the graduates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science who have been approved by the faculty of the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. You will come forward to be formally recognized. You may be seated, those of you who haven't been ushered. An usher will bring each row forward to be recognized to the crowd. If you are comfortable, you may shake President Heyman and President Mullen's hand by simply extending your hand. Thank you.
May I ask the audience to withhold applause until all graduates' names have been read. Thank you. Sydney Robillard. Daniel Geert. Ashley Kramer, Heidi Geislinger, Carissa Gabrielle Hilton, Amanda Lahr, Corey Regis, Samuel Charbonneau, Megan Allen, William Deerberger, Matthew Captain, Colin Fowler, Ian Bush, Hannah Sitzley, Megan Raleigh, Greta Winkleman, Magdalene Myers, Claire Gammon-Deering, Seth Holland, Joshua Gottschalk, Nathan Saunders, Sophia Modeas, Leonard Gerton, Gabriel Hent, Joseph Coy, Emma Stanke, Thomas Leonard, Logan Schmidt, Gabrielle Miner, Paige Miller, Andrew Scher, Ryan Pauley, Jack Matuska, Michael Siverud, Maria Cullen, Mary McConville, Joseph Poley, Margaret Cozier, Amelia Richardson, Catherine Peterson, Anna Tobritzofer, Catherine Copy, Matthew Lutt, Samuel Hendrick, Samuel Gardner, Jocelyn Met, Cole Engstrand, Gabriella Lambert, Jackson Ottinger, Abigail Anderson, Claire Durand, Margaret McMahon, Callie Keene, Martin Cortez Gutierrez, Cynthia Stewart, Jasmine Fritzmeyer, Sarah McGoldrick, Allison Litke, Allison Gruber, Tiffany Boyer, Olivia Olson, Matea Pavlich, Andrea Molis, Kayla Schneider, Michelle Martinez, Carly Biekler, Allison Gerard, Tessa Rarick, Madeline Sorum, Lillian Arkestein, Allison Crum, Molly Mendel, Amber Klein, Jacob Muhlenbein, Matthew Michaud, Tony Phillip, Molly Peller, Hannah Willett, Teresa Livnik-Bierschein, Marina Cruz, April Moreno, Marie Valois, Brianna Steiger, Marissa Baronek, Megan Pratt, Charlie Ralt, Samuel Furman, Jonathan Dunleavy, Matthew Kerpiers, Alexandra Uradnik, Joseph Valle, Katia Kaslow, Abigail Bentley, Madison Malloy, Jacqueline Bushell, Hannah Baumgart, Artemis Pomerenke, Joseph Sullivan, Thomas Fronick, Elizabeth Schwartz, Lauren Herker, Alexandra Johnson, Lee Stelton, Brooklyn Luxterkamp, Sydney Schiffler, Emily Forbrook, Paige Mazal, Madeline Nelson, Raina Olson, Allison Brandt, Madison Haggard, Savannah Nolan, Nicole Bukowski, Brandon Kelso, Jacob Furno, Trevor Vossen, Joshua Ani, Hayden Lacey, Thomas Kraus, Joseph Goudreau, Wyatt Sullivan Almquist, Samuel Rosinski, Leslie Gonzalez Barragan. Nancy Rosas Arellano. Alexander Ramirez Rios. Amalia Robles. Regina Turchik. CU Samantha Im. Daisy Rojas. Samuel Panian. Samuel Clark. Dane Kaur. Austin Brandicker. Liam Reardon. Austin Hinchin. Marissa Ziegler. Katessa Genevieve Venable. Madison Jones. Anne Murnane. Molly Francis Wise. Erica Borrell. Megan Novak. Sarah Ogren. Autumn Zupko. Courtney Conlon. Aubrey Parrington. Gabrielle Matuska. Emma Forlity. Anna Binns. Clark Andrews. Peter Ullman. Jack Cassidy. Michael Law. John Gergen. Jason Iverson. Michaela Reardon. Grace Casbah. Olivia Minsker. Mara Flaherty. Janie Heitner. Molly Myrie. Madeline Franson. Kathleen Buckingham. Caitlin Long. Lauren Lafeber. Lauren Simonette. Owen Ferguson. Frederick Oderman. Jacob Van Kempen. James Heidelberger. Young Cardinal. Teresa Trout. Anna Ferber. Emily Matheson. Abigail Proudfit. Jessica Fritzke. Natalie McGlinch. Emily Walsh. Alexis Neese. Nicole Fredrickson. Caroline Osborne. Marin Hurley. Aubrey Shepard. Hannah Ellingson. Cassidy Lynch. Paige Doberstein. Amanda Campbell, Natalie Reynolds, Quinlan Marshall, Morgan Murphy, Paige Folpert, Haley Newman, Macy Bernard, Julia Goldman, Hunter Lindquist, Mackenzie Fritz, Abby Jansen, Jessica Kelly, Callahan Yelanimi, Hannah Chisholm, Jaden Miller, Kayla Marie Albers, Matthew Immelman, Austin Littmer, Skylar Jensen, Aaron Westland, Noah Tradewell, Joseph Miller, Taylor Becken, Tanner Carlson, Tanner Carlson. Two people, same name. Tanner Carlson, Jack Vermedal. They did. Kyle Sorensen, Francis Wyrock, Isabella Hager, Megan Vinkinderen, Rosie McGinty, Maddie Curtis, Allison Grodnick, Hannah Long, Katchen Conway Hain, Anna Kinnan, Maya Christensen, Caitlin Vondal, Keegan McSherry, Holly Mondlock, Molly Young, Taylor Loth, Casey O'Hearn, Madeline Sonju, Cassandra Evans, Regan Hagel, Julia Newhouse, McKenna Conrad, Maura Kelly, Connor Johnson, Brandon Spratt, Aiden Cassidy, Carly Hennon, Amanda Olson, Emily Reavers, Haley Smith, Claudia Foster, Samuel Turner, Andrew Saunders, Anthony Rich, Zachary Feynman, Nicole Newman, Louise Hoppert, Gabrielle Nowak, Lauren Clark, Cullen Trobeck, Zachary Kennedy, Elena Gropman, Caleb Berklid, Drew Lodemeyer, Noah Becker, Samuel Truler, Bardia Bijaniaval, Cameron Swanson, Nicholas Swanson, Alexander Christopher Modeas, Aidan Lawrenson, Turin Ferguson, Juan Soraya, Nicholas Middendorf, Wyatt Ulrich, Mason Miller, Haley Monroe, Maya Chuppy, Quentin Siebenaller, Jack Bartkowski, Kyle Kipka, Haley Sales, Ethan Overman, Samantha Annenson, Maya George, Nicholas Luzacek, Sean Willert, Aaron Klepner, Lacey Petronak, Madeline Beard, Hannah Winshuttle, Holly Henniger, Bridget Mark, Will Haanen, Joseph Schwieters, Kathy Wynn, Fei Chung, Osvaldo Matias, Aibra Sa, Ja Wei, Julia Abel, Emma Thiemann, Benjamin West, Nathan Stone, Patrick Erridge, Riley Jiraki, Lucas Vetch, Lydia Vetch, Catherine Weinman, Paige Nathy, Jennifer Staffenhagen, Kenneth Udoybach, Ethan Novosinski, Tyler Brandell, Lucas Walford, Sean Ryan, Isaac Robert Hess, Graham Evavold, Jacob Fernhold, Michael Skinner, Benjamin Pult, Tommy Nelson, Daniel Flauter, Jared Koss, Nicholas, Jennifer McNelly, Paula Popoca, Anna Bender, Genevieve Alstrom, Alexandra Smith, Anna Haper, Hunter Heitkamp, Samuel McNamara, Jared Swoboda, Will Fisher, Andrew Eichheid, Brandon Oxley, Charlie Kay, Quincy Spearing, Francis Thornton, Catherine White, David Bedford, Ryan Revoir, Catherine Berthiaume, Josephine Schumacher, Emily Morgan, Hope Schwinghammer, Kaya Egbers, Haley Egbers, Martha Marion Miller, Alex Nellis, Quinn Hines Marquette, Catherine Luckraft, Kendra Zierman, Ben Seifert, Logan Matthew Cunningham, Jessica Marold, Kai-Ying Selmo, Madeline Vogel, Madeline Hester, Amanda Melby, Aaron Hacker, Michaela Grimaldi, Natalie Rose Richards, Elizabeth Mary Tell, Claire Winters, Alexis Marthaler, George Doyle, Will Kleinschmidt, Andrew Venner, Patrick Howard Gans, Jack Kemper, Daniel Greenheck, Leo Cumplido. Please join me in a round of applause for the graduates.
And now, Katessa Venables and Marissa Ziegler, class of 2020, College of St. Benedict Women's Choir members, will sing the St. Ben's alma mater. Please remain standing, accompanied by Dr. Ed Turley.
And now the St. John's class of 2020 choir members. Jack Cassidy, John Giergen, Michael Law, Jason Iverson, Austin Littmere will now sing the St. John's University alma mater in arrangements by Professor Emeritus of Music, Dr. Axel.
High above the Secatagan, towering o'er the oak and pine, proudly stands our alma mater, ever let her beacon shine. Alma mater, we'll be loyal, ever love and praise thy name. Hail, all hail, St. John's, our mother, we thy honor will proclaim.
We would like to invite graduates and their guests to attend a reception following this ceremony on the St. Ben's Mall. There will be nearly 50 faculty and staff from St. Ben's and St. John's at this event who are ready to celebrate with you. Parking is available in the visitor lots across from Gretzky near the BAC at our athletic facility in lots 12 and 1. I'm also asked to announce that there was a purse left on the shuttle before the ceremony. If this is yours, please see the staff in the registration area. Father Dale?
If you are comfortable, please extend your hands in a blessing over the graduates. Lord our God, you surround us with the mysteries of the universe and reveal to us the mysteries within us. All these great mysteries are encircled in the love of Christ Jesus for us. Bless these graduates of the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. Fill them with courage to explore mysteries, encounter new ideas, embrace change, and rejoice in the communities that they will join and shape. Bring them excitement for continued learning and gentleness in struggle, and help them know the love of Jesus Christ through all that lies before them. Fill these graduates with your wisdom and blessing as they begin and set out on the next stages of their life. Bring us all to everlasting life with you. Amen.
Now we'd like you to stay in your seats while the platform party and the graduates process out.